Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a little different video. We are gonna do my 5 stars predictions. So I chose 10 books that most of them honestly I've already started, or I started a while back but I wasn't in the mood. But I'm predicting that they're gonna be 5 stars. Yeah, I have 10 books there to get into, so let's go. The first one is The Perfectionist's Guide to Losing Control by Catherine Morgan Scheffler. This book is incredible. This is my current read. I've been reading it on my Kindle. I actually went to buy it today because I want to start annotating my read in this to be able to take like more notes. I don't really like taking notes on my Kindle, so I want to take more notes like in physical format. I am obsessed with this book. If you remotely identify with being a perfectionist, I highly recommend picking this book up because she goes into details about how there are two sides of perfectionism. There's a side that is not really helpful that most of us usually lean into, and then there's another side of being a perfectionist that can help you with getting what you want out of life. And she goes into details about the different kinds of perfectionists. So you have people that are perfectionists about objects or about the way their environment is. So the bed has to be made perfectly. The books have to be a certain way. The books have to be perfect in the way that they look. They can't have any damages. But then you have perfectionists that are intellectual or like cognitive perfectionist. So like why, you have to know why all the time, otherwise you can't function. So she goes through all of those different kinds and how different people will lean into different kinds of perfectionisms in different situations. And then she also goes into different personalities of perfectionism. So you have the classic perfectionist, you have the Parisian perfectionist, all of those different things. So that's in the first half of the book. And then in the second half, I believe she goes, I haven't read that part yet, but I believe she goes into more depth in how to use that at your advantage, how to feel empowered by being a perfectionist. So far, amazing read. It's very easy to read and understand, so I highly recommend, and I think this is going to be a 5 stars. That was the only nonfiction book that I have on this list. All the rest are either fantasy or fiction. So the next one is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I've already started it. I'm maybe like 15% into this one, and I'm really liking it so far. It has dragons, it has a new magic system, and yeah, I think it's just because I haven't been in a mood for like new, heavy, like high fantasy magic systems that I haven't really been able to like go through this. I've been in a really big slump lately, so yeah, I believe this is going to be a 5 stars. So this is about our main character, Rave. She is part, I think, of the rebellion. It's really confusing. Honestly, I'm trying to like not know too much before going into the story so that I don't get spoiled. But our main character, Rave, is basically, I think, an assassin within the revolution. And she's gonna come into contact with this one mysterious guy that is apparently here in the city to kill her. We'll see where this goes, but everybody has been raving about this. I see a lot of people saying it's the fantasy of the year. So I think this is gonna be a 5 stars. I'm enjoying it so far. It's just my reading slump has been. Next, I'm predicting 5 stars for Jasmine Throne. This is a sapphic story set in a fantasy world that resembles India, I believe. And it's about this one royal girl that refuses to be sacrificed. Literally, she refuses to walk into a fire because her brother is the king and is asking her to be sacrificed for the kingdom or something. She refuses to get sacrificed, and so she gets isolated somewhere. And then it's about our other main character, who's also, I think, an assassin, and who will try to like and they will meet somehow, and it's gonna be an adventure story. I started this from the library, and it got returned early, so I couldn't finish it. So I decided to get it, and it's been on my mind since then. I've literally been thinking about this book for over a year, so I know I need to read it, and I know it's gonna be a 5 stars. Next one is The Grace of King by Ken Liu. This is a classic fantasy. Everyone's read it and raved about it. They say that this first book is kind of a prologue to the rest of the series, but I'm really excited about it. I'm thinking this is going to be a 5 stars. It's about, I believe, 4 or 5 different people from different parts of the empire that are going to come together and I think rebel against the emperor. I love rebelling, like toppling over the empire and the emperor stories. They're my jam. I love them so much. Along the same lines, we have Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. This has been all over the internet. Everybody's been raving about it. Everybody's been giving it 5 stars, best book of the year. I had started it when I was on vacation like 2 or 3 years ago, and unfortunately I couldn't pick it back up because I got in slumps so bad. So far, I'm really enjoying it. You're following Mamoru, who goes into school to try to learn how to manipulate the magic system that they have in this book. And then you also are following his mom back when she was young and she, like, through the war that's happening in this book. Amazing storyline, amazing magic system, and incredible fighting scenes. Amazing fighting scenes. And the story is really gripping too. This month I want to get back into this one, so predicting 5 stars. Along the same lines, we have Jade City by Fonda Ellie. This is the story of a family in a city that is trying to control Jade, because Jade is what gives them power. The more Jade you have, the more powerful you are. And so it's basically like kind of gang related. So it's the power struggle between 2 families. And you're following green bone warriors and that family within the island of kaigen. And so this is a really interesting take. I don't think I've ever read something like this. And I met Fonda Lee last year at a book festival in my city, and she's amazing. She gave an amazing talk, and I'm even more intrigued now to try to read this and see if I can give it 5 stars. Final fantasy book that we have here that I'm predicting 5 stars is Word of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I had read The Way of Kings, which is the first book in the series. I had read The Way of Kings, which is the first book in the series, now I believe over 5 years ago. If not more, 6 years ago probably. And I picked up this one, but look at this chunk of a book. We all know, this is over 1,000 pages, super thick, super big, pages are super thin. And this year, in this month, I want to try to continue this because I know this is going to be a 5 stars. I know everybody's loving this second book in the series. It's their favorite out of the whole series. So I'm gonna try it and hopefully I can give it 5 stars. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog on it. So we have Magnolia Parks. This is a romance book set in London, and this follows a very toxic couples, Magnolia and BJ, through their breakups, through their reconciliations, and it's apparently extremely emotional. I'm only like a couple of pages into it, but I'm really liking it so far, so I think this is gonna be a 5 stars. Everybody's loving this, the whole series, and also look at this cover, incredible. So I think this is gonna be a 5 stars, but we'll see, because I'm not really into romance. I'm not really a romance person. So next we have the last book in the Italian series by Elena Ferrante, called The Story of the Lost Child. I've been loving listening to this series so much. I've been just enjoying listening into the car, listening in after work. It's been incredible. Of all of the other books, I think the first one might be my favorite so far, and maybe the third and now the fourth. Incredible. I'm almost done with it. I wonder how the series is gonna conclude, is gonna wrap up, so I'm predicting 5 stars. I'll try to come back with another video after I finish all of these books to see if I rated any of them 5 stars. And the last one is House of Leaves by Mark Danielski. And this is such a weird book, but such a fun book. This is a book that is being told in weird format, and you're following this kid that is going to find an abandoned like movie script in talking about an abandoned house, and about how like the author who wrote the movie script had really strange things happening in the house that he used to live in. It's a story within a story, which is really fun. And you're gonna have like the house that talks and things like that. So I love weird books and weird stories like this. So I think I'm predicting this a 5 stars as well. This is really thick as well and really heavy. And this is gonna probably be like an October read for me. So hopefully I can pick it back up then. That was all of my 5-star predictions for this year. Let me know if you've read any of these books down in the comments below, and if you think there's one that I should pick up first. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon in another video soon. Bye!